Ladies and gentlemen, you are not defined by someone's presence or absence in your life. Your worth is not measured by how much someone chooses to stay, how often they call, or whether they acknowledge your existence in the way you desire. Too often we attach our sense of value to the way others treat us, believing that if they love us, we are worthy. And if they leave, we are not enough. But the truth is, your worth is intrinsic. It does not fluctuate based on who chooses to stay or walk away. Many of us grow up believing that love means holding on at all costs. We are taught that fighting for people, proving our love, and bending over backward to keep them close is a sign of strength. But in reality, clinging to someone who does not truly value us is not strength, it is fear. Fear of being alone, fear of not finding someone better, fear that we are somehow unlovable without their validation. But love should never make you feel like you have to constantly prove your worth. It should never make you feel like an option, a backup plan, or someone who has to earn basic respect and attention. When you base your self-worth on external validation, you give others the power to dictate your happiness. You allow their presence to define whether you feel whole and their absence to determine whether you feel broken. But this is a dangerous place to be because people are unpredictable. Their feelings change, their priorities shift, and their actions may not always align with what you deserve. If your sense of self is built on their approval, then every small rejection, every unanswered message, and every act of indifference will feel like a personal failure. The key to breaking free from attachment is recognizing that you are whole on your own. You do not need someone else to complete you because you are already complete. Love should be a beautiful addition to your life, not something that dictates your self-worth. It should uplift, inspire, and support you, not leave you feeling anxious, insecure, or desperate validation. Letting go of attachment does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you become cold or indifferent. It simply means you prioritize yourself. It means understanding that you deserve relationships that are reciprocal, where love, effort, and respect flow both ways. If you are always the one reaching out, always the one making sacrifices, always the one trying to fix things, then you are not in a partnership. You are in a situation where your value is not being recognized. Walking away from someone who does not see your worth is not giving up. It is choosing yourself. It is a declaration that you refuse to settle for half-hearted love, for inconsistent effort, for people who only stay when it's convenient for them. It is a recognition that you are not desperate for someone's presence. You are deserving of love that is given freely, consistently, and without conditions. Sometimes people only realize what they had once it's gone. When you remove yourself from situations where you are taken for granted, it forces others to reflect on what they lost. But by the time they miss you, you will have already built a stronger relationship with yourself. The goal is not to make them regret losing you. The goal is to love yourself so deeply that their absence no longer affects your sense of self. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, do you want to spend your life chasing people, convincing them to see your worth? Or do you want to step into your power and attract those who recognize it without being told? True love, whether from a friend, family member, or partner, does not require endless effort to prove your value. It is given freely, cherished, and nurtured by those who truly appreciate you. So love yourself enough to let go of anyone who cannot see what you bring to the table. Love yourself enough to walk away from relationships that leave you feeling empty rather than fulfilled. Love yourself enough to know that you deserve more than breadcrumbs, you deserve the entire feast. Letting go is one of the hardest things we have to do in life, yet it is also one of the most necessary. It is an act of self-love, a declaration to the universe that you value yourself enough to walk away from what no longer serves you. Many people associate letting go with giving up, with weakness, or with failure. But in reality, it is one of the most courageous things you can do because it requires you to trust yourself, your worth, and the idea that something better is waiting for you. Holding on to something or someone who no longer brings you peace can feel like the safer option. Even if a relationship is toxic or one-sided, there is familiarity in it. The fear of the unknown often keeps people stuck in situations that make them unhappy. They wonder, what if I never find anyone else? What if I regret leaving? What if things get better? These thoughts create a false sense of hope, making it difficult to break free. But the reality is, if something was truly meant for you, it would never make you feel like you have to force it. Love, respect, and genuine connections do not require you to beg, chase, or constantly question your worth. Letting go is not just about walking away from another person, it is about choosing yourself. It is about recognizing that your happiness, peace, and emotional well-being matter. When you hold on to someone who does not value you, you are sending yourself a message that their presence is more important than your peace. You are allowing yourself to be drained, emotionally exhausted, and stuck in a cycle of unfulfillment. But self-love means making the difficult decision to remove yourself from anything that disrupts your inner peace. One of the most powerful realizations in life is understanding that you cannot control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. You cannot force someone to appreciate your presence, to love you the way you deserve, or to stay when their heart is already gone. But you can control whether you continue to allow their absence or mistreatment to define your happiness. Choosing to let go means reclaiming your power. It means saying, I deserve better, and I am strong enough to walk away from what is not serving me. At first, letting go may feel like loss. It may feel like something has been taken from you, and it may hurt more than you expected. You might replay memories in your mind, wondering if you made the right choice. But over time, you will start to see the truth. You were not losing anything that was meant for you. You were making space for something greater. You were removing what was blocking your growth, happiness, and ability to receive the love you truly deserve. When you hold on to something that is not meant for you, you close yourself off from new possibilities. You remain stuck in a place that no longer aligns with your growth. But when you let go, you allow yourself to evolve. You create room for relationships, opportunities, and experiences that align with your highest self. Letting go is not about losing, it is about making room for better things to enter your life. In time, you will realize that the person you needed most was not the one you were holding on to, it was yourself. You will look back and see that choosing yourself was the greatest act of love you could have ever given. And when you finally find the peace that comes with letting go, you will wonder why you ever held on so tightly to something that was never meant to stay. Many people struggle with letting go because they operate from a scarcity mindset. They believe that if they lose someone, they may never find anyone else who will love them the same way. They fear that opportunities are limited, that love is rare, and that if they walk away, they might end up alone or regret their decision. This mindset keeps them trapped in situations that no longer serve them, clinging to relationships, friendships, or opportunities that are not aligned with their highest self. But the truth is, abundance exists all around us, and shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset is one of the most powerful things you can do for your personal growth. A scarcity mindset is rooted in fear. It tells you that love is difficult to find, that good people are rare, and that if you let go of what you have, you may never find something better. It convinces you to settle for less than you deserve because you believe that having something, even if it makes you unhappy, is better than having nothing at all. This fear of loss keeps people in relationships that no longer fulfill them, in friendships that drain them, and in jobs that make them miserable. It keeps them from taking risks, from walking away from toxic situations, and from pursuing their true happiness. An abundance mindset, on the other hand, is rooted in trust. It is the belief that the universe is full of endless opportunities, that love is abundant, and that if something is not meant for you, something better is always on its way. When you have an abundance mindset, you understand that you do not have to cling to people who do not see your worth, because there are plenty of people in the world who will. You do not have to stay in a relationship that makes you feel small, because you know that true love will never require you to sacrifice your self-respect. Shifting from scarcity to abundance requires a deep belief in your own worth. It requires you to trust that you are deserving of love, happiness, and success, not just in small amounts, but in unlimited supply. Instead of thinking, what if I never find someone else? You begin to think, what if the best relationship of my life is still ahead of me? Instead of asking, what if I regret letting go? You start asking, what if letting go is the best decision I ever make? This shift in perspective allows you to release fear and embrace possibility. One of the most powerful aspects of an abundance mindset is understanding that rejection is not loss, it is redirection. When someone walks away from your life, it is not a sign that you are unworthy. It is a sign that they were not aligned with your journey. When an opportunity slips through your fingers, it is not a sign of failure, it is a sign that something better is waiting for you. The more you trust this truth, the less you will feel the need to hold on to things that are not meant for you. Letting go becomes easier when you understand that love, success, and happiness are not limited resources. There is no shortage of good people in the world. There is no shortage of opportunities to grow, to succeed, and to be happy. The only thing that keeps you stuck is the belief that what you lost was your only chance at happiness. But when you embrace an abundance mindset, you realize that what is meant for you will always find you. You do not have to force it, chase it, or beg for it. You simply have to trust, let go of what no longer serves you, and open yourself up to the limitless possibilities that exist in this world. The moment you stop settling, the moment you stop holding on out of fear, the moment you choose to trust in the abundance of life, that is the moment everything changes. You will no longer fear letting go because you will understand that you are not losing anything, you are making space for something better. Distance is one of the most powerful forces in human relationships. It has the ability to reveal the truth about people, clarify emotions, and restore balance where attachment has created imbalance. When you are always available, always reaching out, and always giving without pause, people may begin to take you for granted. They assume you will always be there, and they stop valuing your presence because they have never experienced your absence. But when you step back, something shifts. Distance forces people to reflect on what they had, what they lost, and what they may have taken for granted. Many of us fear creating distance because we associate it with rejection or disconnection. We think that if we pull away, we might lose someone forever. But the truth is, distance does not push away those who truly care. It only repels those who were never fully invested in the first place. The people who genuinely value you will notice your absence, and they will make an effort to bridge the gap. The ones who disappear were never as committed as you thought. This realization can be painful, but it is also liberating. It allows you to see who truly belongs in your life and who is only there out of convenience. Distance also gives you perspective. When you are too close to a situation, your emotions can cloud your judgment. You may excuse behaviors that hurt you, overlook red flags, or convince yourself to hold on when you should be letting go. But when you create space, you allow yourself to see things more clearly. You begin to understand whether a relationship was built on mutual respect or if you were the only one making the effort. You gain the ability to reflect on your needs, your boundaries, and your worth without the noise of constant interaction. One of the most powerful aspects of distance is its ability to shift dynamics. In many relationships, one person gives more while the other becomes comfortable receiving. This imbalance can create a cycle where one person overextends themselves in an attempt to keep the relationship alive, while the other puts in minimal effort. But when you step back, the dynamic changes. The person who has been receiving suddenly notices the absence of your energy, attention, and love. They begin to feel the void that your presence once filled. This can create a moment of realization. Either they recognize your worth and start putting in the effort, or they let the distance grow, revealing that they were never truly invested. Either way, you gain clarity. Creating distance is not about manipulation or trying to make someone chase you. It is about self-respect. It is about understanding that you should not have to beg for attention, affection, or basic respect. If someone truly values you, they will make an effort to keep you in their life. If they do not, then their absence is not a loss, it is a blessing in disguise. Beyond relationships, distance is also a tool for personal growth. When you step back from people, situations, or environments that no longer serve you, you create space for self-reflection and healing. You rediscover who you are outside of your attachments to others. You start to focus on your own needs, your passions, and your happiness without external distractions. In this space, you can rebuild your confidence, strengthen your sense of self-worth, and cultivate a life that aligns with your true values. The power of distance is about balance. It is about knowing to give and when to step back. It is about understanding that real connections do not require constant proximity. They require mutual effort, respect, and appreciation. When you embrace the power of distance, you stop fearing loss and start embracing clarity. You begin to attract relationships that are built on genuine care rather than convenience. And most importantly, you learn that the people who are truly meant to be in your life will never need to be chased. They will choose to stay, no matter the distance. Healing is not about erasing the past or forgetting the people who have hurt you. It is about transforming pain into growth. It is about choosing yourself, prioritizing your well-being, and recognizing that your journey is not defined by the ones who left, but by the strength you gain in moving forward. Healing through self-growth is a process of rediscovering who you are beyond heartbreak, disappointment, and loss. It is a journey of self-love, resilience, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. When you experience pain, it is easy to fall into the trap of self-pity or resentment. You might ask, why did this happen to me, or how could they do this to me? But dwelling on the actions of others does not bring healing, it only deepens the wounds. True healing begins when you shift your focus from what was done to you to what you can do for yourself. Instead of asking why someone hurt you, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? What changes can I make in my life so that I never settle for less than I deserve again? This shift in perspective is where growth begins. One of the most powerful steps in healing is self-reflection. Many people avoid looking inward because it is uncomfortable. It is easier to blame others than to confront the ways in which we may have ignored red flags, lowered our standards, or stayed in situations that were not healthy for us. But self-reflection is not about blaming yourself, it is about taking accountability for your own happiness. It is about recognizing patterns, understanding your worth, and making choices that align with the future you want to create. Healing also requires action. You cannot simply wish to feel better, you have to actively work toward becoming better. This means investing in yourself, nurturing your mind and body, and surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. It means setting boundaries, letting go of toxic relationships, and focusing on your personal goals. It means choosing to engage in activities that bring you joy, whether that is reading, traveling, exercising, or pursuing a new passion. Every small step you take toward self-improvement is a step toward healing. One of the most transformative aspects of self-growth is the realization that you are whole on your own. Many people believe that healing happens when someone new comes along to replace the one who hurt them. But true healing happens when you no longer feel the need to be completed by anyone. It happens when you find peace within yourself, when you wake up excited about your own life, and when you no longer look to others for validation. Healing is not linear. Some days you will feel strong and independent, while other days you may feel the weight of past pain. That is okay. Growth is not about never feeling sad again. It is about learning how to navigate those emotions without letting them control you. It is about acknowledging your feelings, allowing yourself to grieve, but not letting your past define your future. As you grow, you will start to notice changes in yourself. You will develop stronger boundaries, recognizing that protecting your energy is an act of self-respect. You will no longer tolerate relationships that drain you, and you will gravitate toward people who genuinely care for you. You will start to make choices that align with your happiness, rather than seeking external validation. One day you will look back at the person you used to be, the one who cried over people who did not deserve their tears, the one who doubted their worth, the one who was afraid to let go, and you will feel a deep sense of pride. Because you will realize that every painful experience, every moment of doubt, and every step you took toward healing brought you to where you are now, stronger, wiser, and more in love with yourself than ever before. There is something deeply ironic about human nature. People often fail to appreciate what they have until it is gone. They take your presence for granted, assuming you will always be there, always waiting, always willing to forgive. But the moment you finally walk away, the moment you stop reaching out, the moment you begin to heal and move forward, that is when they start to miss you. They start to realize what they lost. But by then, you will have already outgrown the version of yourself that once waited for them to change. At first, letting go can feel like a struggle. You may find yourself reminiscing, replaying memories, wondering if they think about you the way you think about them. But as time passes, as you invest in yourself and your own growth, something shifts. The pain that once consumed you starts to fade. The longing that once kept you up at night weakens. You begin to realize that you are no longer the same person who once craved their love, their approval, or their presence. You have evolved into someone stronger, wiser, and more self-sufficient. The moment they start to miss you is often the moment you no longer need them. This is because time and distance create clarity. When you are constantly available, people assume you always will be. But when you step away, they are forced to sit with the absence of your energy. They start to feel the void where your kindness, effort, and love used to be. They remember the way you supported them, the way you listened, the way you gave without hesitation. And suddenly, they realize what they lost. However, by the time they reach out, hoping to rekindle what once was, you will have already moved on not just physically, but emotionally. You will have outgrown the version of yourself that once tolerated one-sided love, unappreciated efforts, and inconsistent energy. You will have learned that your worth is not determined by whether or not someone chooses you. You will have discovered that real love, true love, does not require waiting, begging, or proving your value. When they finally text you, when they finally express regret, when they tell you they miss you, it will no longer carry the weight it once did. You will read their words with a sense of detachment, not bitterness, not anger, but with the peaceful realization that you no longer need their validation. The love you once sought from them, you have already given to yourself. This is the beauty of healing. It is not about revenge. It is not about making them suffer the way you did. It is about reaching a place where their absence no longer feels like a loss, but rather a necessary step toward your growth. It is about realizing that the love you were so desperately chasing was never meant to be found in them. It was meant to be discovered within yourself. When they miss you, they are not necessarily missing you as you are now there missing the version of you that once gave them endless chances, that once accepted less than what they deserved. But that version of you no longer exists. You have grown, you have healed, you have moved on. And that is the most powerful realization of all. Because when you finally move on, when you finally stop looking back, when you finally see your own worth, you will no longer be waiting for them to realize yours.